Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today, I will be speaking to you about applying for federal student aid, applying for grants, scholarships, and any educational-based aid. At Long Island University, all of our students are required to complete a free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA, of course, with the exception of international students. Today, I will review with you 2 simple steps that I want you to remember and 2 simple steps that will help you get through this process. Thank you. Creating a federal student aid ID. Now, the federal student aid ID, it is a username and password that must be used to log into certain Department of Education's website. Both the student and the parent will need to create a federal student aid ID. It is very simple. You will need to log in to www.fsaid.gov. This will be the first screen that you will see. Please be mindful, when creating a federal student aid ID, you will need to indicate an email address. Ideally, please do not use an email address from your high school or any school-based university accounts, as those tend to expire. Create a username of your choice, but please be sure that this username has not been previously used. You will receive an error if it has been previously used. Create a password that you will remember. My recommendation is to save this password and this username to the notes section on your cell phone or on your folder. It will be a username and password that you will have to retrieve several times. The second page that you will receive is the page to create the student aid ID. You will need to enter your social security number, date of birth, first name, middle name, and last name. Please be sure to use your accurate information, such as social security number, the correct name for parents as it appears in the Social Security Administration's database. For example, if you have recently been married, or for mothers, please be sure to include the name as it appears on the Social Security Administration's database. We have those common errors. Now, after you apply for the federal student aid ID, it will take about 1 to 3 business days for the Department of Education to send you a valid ID and to validate it. From some of our students, we have heard that they have received an ID within an hour or so. But ideally, we have been advised it's usually 1 to 3 business days. Once you have created your FSA ID, remember, you have to create one for mom or dad and another one for the student. That is step 1. Once step 1 is done, you will need to proceed to complete step 2. Step 2 is the instructions to complete a FAFSA. Now, the FAFSA, you will have to log in to www.fafsa.gov. Now, the student or the parent could complete the FAFSA. They will have to enter their username as created previously and their password as created. For the purpose of this presentation, we will assume that the student is a dependent student, meaning that he will need to provide his parents' income information. Now, the FAFSA, once you're on the website, please be sure to click on Star 2020-2021 FAFSA. You will need to utilize yours and your parents' 2018 income information. The FAFSA for 2020, it is the FAFSA for students that are starting school this fall of 2020 or spring of 2021. Again, you will need to utilize your 2018 income information. One helpful tool to get this completed is to use the IRS Data Retrieval. This is a very helpful tool. It actually transfers all of your information or your parents' information directly to the FAFSA. What you will need to do is type in all your information exactly as it appears on your tax returns and click on Submit. That is the first step that you need to do on completing your FAFSA. It is a very important tool to use. It leaves less room for errors, and I highly recommend it. The IRS Data Retrieval, once you click on completing it that way, then the information will be transferred. This will say 2018. The information will be transferred. It'll tell you what information it is transferring over. And then you will have to check the last box, which indicates it gives the IRS permission to transfer your information. I always recommend this to every student and parent. It is a very helpful tool. The second page that you will get, the second sheet that you will see is click on Transfer Now. Now, some of the last steps along the way that you will receive on the FAFSA will be the option to add a school code. Our school code is 002751. Please add our school code so that you could receive information from our institution and we could receive your information that you just inputted. Then again, at the end, you will need to indicate your federal student aid ID as well as your parents to sign the FAFSA electronically. After successful completion of your FAFSA, the university will go ahead and mail you an award letter. This award letter will outline your financial aid package, including the amount of aid that you have been offered in grants, government loans, and institutional-based scholarship. Be sure to subtract the amount you are offered from your cost of attendance, and at that point, you will be able to determine your out-of-pocket expense. Keep in mind that you will also need to complete other applications for state aid. Along the way, we're always here to help you. The last presentation, the last PowerPoint presentation I have for you is instructions on helpful websites that I would like you to keep on your list. First one is the Federal Student Aid ID, also some for scholarship resources. I'll leave it on the screen for a little bit so you could jot them down. They're very helpful websites. I thank you very much for your time and the ability to help you today. We look forward to speaking to you in the future, and we wish you the best. Thank you.